So far away, Lucas and lovely audience at home watching this. It's time for another episode of Wiki Weekends, the series where we scour the lengths and breadths of the internet to find a wiki about something we want to talk about. And today, we're going to talk about the man who wants more power. Vergil.
Oh, okay. I was like, Majin Buu.
So far away, Lucas, what do you know about some Vergil from Devil May Cry?
I mean, obviously he is is it brother or twin brother?
The older twin brother. He's the older twin.
Yes, of the protagonist that is Dante.
From the Devil May Cry series.
Obviously, he is the edgier, more weebier brother of the two because he's got like, you know, the slick back hair, the katana, the ruling of the world plot.
I love the theory that like just Dante was into Dragon Ball and Vergil was into One Piece, and that's why they've got different personalities. Like Dante watched Dragon Ball and he was all like, "Woohoo, yeah, fun, Goku, let's go," and just Vergil watched something like we watched Bleach, sorry.
Bleach makes more sense.
Yeah.
I was like, I get One Piece in terms of like maybe the Zorro character, but like for the most part, it's dumb, silly fun.
Yeah.
Still.
So he watched Bleach and got really edgy, and that's why they have such different personalities despite being twins. But for anyone unfamiliar with the character of Vergil, I have a quote from him here: "Might controls everything, and without strength, you cannot protect anything, let alone yourself." It's like, all right, Jiren.
Even when they band together, the weak are nothing before true power.
My question is, Karl, what anime did he get the fedora from?
Oh, fuck off. I still can't believe that in the shitty Devil May Cry reboot, Vergil wears a fedora because they thought it looked cool. And then in the remastered version of that game, they edited the fedora out because so many people made fun of it.
No!
Yeah.
Grab the gateway. You'll have to go alone this time. I can't follow where you're headed. Alone is fine. She's done enough.
They edited it out of the remake. They also edited out the sniper rifle abortion.
What the fuck?
I mean, maybe that was a solid choice.
Never forget, in the Devil May Cry reboot, Vergil wears a fedora and 360 no-scopes a demon baby out of a woman's womb. With a sniper rifle.
Look, I agree, maybe Lundis shouldn't be allowed to have a baby born into this world, but damn.
But Lucas,
they really did that.
Edge! Oh, but the things I love about Vergil is just all about power. It reminds me of, like, I said, like, the Jiren reference of just, power is all that is required. And I play Jiren in, like, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and just every time, like, he lands his level 3 and is like, "Sleep now, warrior." It's like, boom! So, yeah, why not? Just punch everything real hard, Jiren, let's go.
Your end is nigh, Goku. This old face.
Power is everything. Everything can be accomplished with power and power alone.
I know a little bit about it, Karl, but I just have to ask you. It's like, Vergil to this day, if I'm not correct, just has that Ultimate Marvel absolute dominance, right?
Yeah, well, in every single game in which he is playable, Vergil is overpowered as fuck. Like, it is a running gag that Vergil is always the most overpowered character in every game he's in. And this is extended to his guest appearances, which includes Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where he is, without a doubt, the singular most powerful character in the entire game. He is so good that the entire game can be won by him in 12 seconds. Like, you can win a game with Vergil in 10 seconds. Like, he can kill a character in, like, with all the combat mechanics in that game. To the point where, like, it's now, Ultimate Marvel's 10 years into its life cycle. It was at EVO, the biggest fighting game tournament on Earth. The two winning teams, like the two best people still playing that game in the world, used teams where Vergil was the anchor. And each game was just decided by Vergil. Because he's Vergil. So, Vergil is the older twin brother of Dante and one of the main antagonists of the Devil May Cry franchise. Following the death of their mother as children, Vergil and Dante went their separate ways, with Vergil rejecting his humanity and embracing his demonic heritage, in contrast to Dante, who did rather the opposite. And one of the things I love about Vergil is that he's so fucking stupid. Because the people don't know, the idea of Devil May Cry is Dante and Vergil are half demon. Their father, Sparda, was the strongest, baddest demon in all of hell. He rebelled against the king of hell. And, like, you know, the quote is like, I think he woke up to justice. And Vergil idealizes him as the most powerful, like, figure in his life. And he doesn't realize that the only reason his father, the greatest demon, like, you know, swordsman, soldier who'd ever lived, was so powerful is because he embraced his humanity. And that never occurs to him at any point during any of the Devil May Cry games.
The only reason he got so powerful, Karl, is because he wanted to bang a really hot angel.
No, that's in the reboot. In the reboot, their mother's an angel. In the regular series, she's just a human who Sparda fell in love with.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. So it's they're only like the Nephilim in the other version.
Because Lucas, Edge.
Of course.
But like the fact that Vergil, despite studying like demon and demon heritage and like trying to unlock the limits of his power, he never realizes that demons are strong, but humans are stronger because they have something to fight for. And the whole reason that Sparda was able to rebel against, like, you know, a supposedly stronger demon in Mundus is that he had something to lose and therefore something he could fight for. And it's the same reason like why Nero kicks his fucking ass.
This is curious.
Nero.
I mean, you're really not far off with the Dragon Ball, are you?
No.
It's like, just, oh yeah, alien warrior race, how do we get stronger? Oh, well, we have to be half human so that we can, like, have emotions.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, you know, Dragon Ball's a really great comparison where you have, like, Goku and Vegeta, where, like, Goku is stronger than Vegeta because he's fighting to save Earth, whereas Vegeta's fighting to get stronger. And then you have, like, Gohan, who has more potential than either of them, and, like, because he's able to, like, you know, get angry. And, like, you know, so the original Super Saiyan transformation is because Goku gets pissed off.
I will not let you destroy my world!
And again, in Dragon Ball, they never seem to realize that. And it makes sense because, like, Goku and Vegeta are fucking idiots. But Vergil's whole deal is wanting to get stronger. And at no point does he ever realize the reason Dante keeps kicking his ass is because he embraces his humanity. It's so dumb.
I'm not letting you die!
Yeah, maybe Vegeta should have paid attention when the strongest he ever got
Is when someone
was
slapped
like,
his wife.
how dare you hit Bulma?
Yeah. Like, and it never occurs to him that he was, like, you know, someone slaps his wife and he gets strong enough to hurt a god.
Futon, how could you? What did you do to my Bulma?
God, like, the thing is, Vegeta would learn the wrong lesson from that and just, like, hook Bulma up to a slapping machine, like, training mode.
Oh, but for anyone who's unfamiliar with Vergil, I have some basic biographical information here. So, name, Vergil, titled the Dark Slayer, the son of Sparda, the Alpha and the Omega.
Of course.
He's so fucking good. He's so good.
It's like, it is edgy, and we talk about, like, you know, edgy the hedgy all the time. But Vergil's, like, you know, in Devil May Cry, not DMC, Vergil is such, like, a tightly balanced level of edge.
Do you know why he gets away with it? It's because Vergil has a sense of humour. That's the thing, he's edgy, but he does have that wry sense of humour. So we have, like, the voice actor for Vergil from Devil May Cry 3 onwards here is Daniel Southworth. And some a detail that people maybe don't know is that during the recording of that game, Daniel Southworth had a cold. So do you know that Vergil sounds like really nasally in that game? Like he's just a little bit whiny. It's because Southworth, he had a cold, which gave Vergil this like proper like, edge to his voice. So he sounds like a little bit whiny, but he acknowledges that.
Give that to me.
No way. You got your own. Well, I want yours too.
And like, you know, it's like he knows he's badass and he knows he's cool, but there is a chip in that facade, and that's like, you know, throughout the game you see that wear, right? Like when he's hanging out, when him and Dante fight together, and it's like, remember what we used to say as kids? Like, don't say it, Dante. Jackpot. And that's the thing, just that, I think it's the thing we always talk about in regards to like edgy characters is, if they're played completely straight, it's not fun.
Unless it's edgy the hedgy.
Yeah, unless I think Shadow, like we always say like Shadow the Hedgehog because of the Sonic series, because they're so afraid of admitting how stupid their universe is. It makes it come across as just like it's too much. Whereas Devil May Cry is happy to embrace the camp, and Vergil does that. Like in DMC 5, where he's playable, there's so many little dumb things that Vergil will do, but you know he's only doing it because no one's watching. Like he'll say jackpot sometimes.
But he'll like whisper it so that no one can hear it.
Yeah. Or you have like when he's playable, a lot of his taunts are just him being a dick. That was a great one. Like, I think his ultimate taunt is like his clone comes out and just starts dancing. And Vergil gets embarrassed of it. But you got to remember his clone is an extension of him.
So it's the side of him that he doesn't want to admit is there.
Yeah, and that's and the fact that they have that little bit of like, you know, he has a little bit of sense of humor about himself. He doesn't take himself completely seriously. Is why I think he's like he doesn't go to the point of being so edgy that he's not cool, like he is in Devil May Cry the reboot, because that is like just full on edge.
The real question is, can he cock an AK-47?
He doesn't need to, Lucas. He doesn't need a gun. Oh, but like, you know, it says here, after suffering defeat in a confrontation with Mundus in the secret ending of Devil May Cry 3, he is tortured and transformed into the Black Knight Nello Angelo. In Devil May Cry 5, years after his encounter with Dante as Nello Angelo, he is free from Mundus' control, but is weakened as a result. He is the hooded figure who takes back the Yamato from his son by ripping off Nero's arm.
Oh shit, yeah. He does
That's what he's like in the trailer, yeah, he just rips off Nero's arm.
And I love the fact that it's like, oh my god, a hooded figure walked into Nero's garage, ripped his arm off and walked away.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder who this mysterious character is.
It's Vergil. It's Vergil.
It's Vergil.
Just like the voice actor, like Daniel Southworth, like he was retweeting the trailer saying, this game looks fun. It's like, we know it's you. We know it's you.
It's like, the fact that they even pretend, wonder who this character is, like, to be, you know, I guess spoilers for Devil May Cry 5 to give everyone, like...
We did a full playthrough of the game
if
you want to go watch us play it, yeah.
If you really care, like, the other bit that, you know, I was a bit more surprised about is the twist of, like, oh, actually, Vergil is these two characters that got split apart.
Yeah, V and Eurism.
Yeah, so that bit did catch me by surprise, even though it really shouldn't have done. But just, yeah, I wonder who came in and snatched Nero's arm. I wonder who's powerful enough to do that. It's fucking Vergil.
Yeah, but like V is like his human side, and you can see like a lot of like, you know, Vergil's actual personality in like V's characterization. Like, you know, he likes classical music and poems, and he's flamboyant and he dances, and he has fun. You know, he has a lot of fun while fighting, much like Dante does.
Come on. Come on.
I will say, in terms of like, there are times when, for me, V goes way too far into the edgelord category.
But that's the thing. But you can see that would be Vergil's human side, wouldn't you? Of like, you know, living in the shadow of like your more like outgoing, extroverted older brother.
Like the goth Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Just
reading William Blake poems and like, you know, spinning around listening to classical music wearing his like dark leather coat. But in terms of appearance, Vergil looks identical to Dante. They're twin brothers. We don't need to say anything else. And I do love that in like Devil May Cry 3, they literally have the same model, and you have the bit where they're fighting in the rain and his hair comes down, and just doing the cutscene just slicks it back. It's like, there's Vergil.
And as well, just like a really smart way to do it, like limitations of the PS2. Just make them the same character model and change their hair.
But then they have done distinctions, and then in Devil May Cry 4, like Vergil is in the special edition, but one of Dante's taunts as he slicks his hair back like his brother does. And then DMC 5, he'll do it again. It's just so dumb. I love it.
What'd you like? Is this? Thought you like it.
And then personality, speaking of which, in contrast to his twin brother Dante's boisterous, outgoing, and altogether more extroverted personality, Vergil is calm, cool, collected, and introverted, constantly maintaining an aura of fearlessness. He cares little for the well-being of those around him and is unflinching in his pursuit of power. One of the things I love about Vergil's mimetic obsession with power is it's leaked into other games. Have you seen this?
No, maybe not.
Daniel Southworth voices like one of the Power Rangers.
Yes,
During Power Rangers Battle for the Grid came out, like that Power Ranger is
wait, Vergil's in this?
Yeah, that Power Ranger he voices is in the game, and he's like the Quantum Ranger, and like all of his voice sounds like, I need more quantum power, and it's like, oh, it's so dumb.
Foolishness, Lord Zed. I need more quantum power. Quantum divide. Quantum displace. Quantum divide.
Like he has like an in-store, and it's like, I need more quantum power, and it's like, there he is, and he's even blue.
No, yeah, that's what I meant, was like, I was playing it and was like, wait, this is just Vergil. It's like, I was just playing it.
I need more quantum power. He says that he despises fighting dirty and refuses to use firearms as a result, deeming them to be the weapons unworthy of a true warrior. Unlike the katana, the Japanese, and then Dante's there with a rocket launcher and a motorcycle chainsaw.
Okay, like, quick question, Karl.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favourite Dante weapon then?
King Cerberus.
Which one's that one?
It is the Cerberus, but like with the icicle nunchucks, but it's like their fully evolved version where it has like 3 different forms.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
He's got such an arsenal of like just ridiculous weapons, and then Vergil's like, yeah, but can you teleport with a katana?
Just the katana, let's go. So it says that he also has a tendency to speak in a very formal and somewhat antiquated manner, possibly as a consequence of reading a great deal of classic literature in his younger years. He also has a code of honor that refuses to allow him to attack opponents he deems either unworthy or unskilled enough to challenge him. Like, what a badass. What a fucking badass.
What if just like instead of that, he wore a fedora and was like, let's
sniper
burn
rifle
this city
abortion,
down.
let's go, yeah.
The fuck?
And he says here that despite his, his very cold personality, he does cherish certain things, such as, his sword Yamato, which is the one relic he has left over from his father. He also likes his own half of the perfect amulet, a keepsake from his mother, after his realization his own son Nero as well. Because that's when you have the final fight against Vergil, and you have just the moment of fuck you, Dad, I'm not going to listen, and you have a couple of voice lines from Vergil where he you can almost hear hesitation, trepidation in his voice when he realizes how much he's fucked up Nero, who's he just realized is his son. Where Nero's asking, am I worthy of your acceptance yet? And you just have Vergil go, Nero,
stand down.
Nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with me.
Nero.
And then he kicks his fucking ass. Fuck you! Turns into a devil.
Do we ever get the answer to who Nero's mother is?
No. It does. It never. It's just that Vergil had an affair.
It's just who laid with this man.
He just says that. He even mentions it. I double checked before we started recording. He just says that at some point during a visit to Fortuna City, while investigating their worship of Sparta, because there's a Sparta cult there, he just slept with an unnamed woman.
Who was badass enough to just wield the Yamato for themselves?
One of the things I like, though, is that they mention that in Devil May Cry 5, where Dante looks at him and goes, that's a story you've got to tell me. And he goes, well, even I was young once. It's that's what I mean. They've got that sense of humour about it, where he's not just she means nothing to me. He's you can even see him smiling yeah, I got laid.
is my son.
Yeah, dumbass. You can't remember through that thick skull of yours?
Well, well. That was a long time ago.
I guess you were young once too.
Yeah.
It's like two brothers having that back and forth, like, yeah, I did that, I hit that.
It's like, hang on, wait. At what point when you were trying to, like, lure me into battle to destroy the universe, like, when did you stop doing that and just go spend, like, a weekend in Vegas?
It's like, when were you just crushing mad Fortuna clan puss? Let's go. Then powers and abilities. Like his brother, Dante, Vergil possesses the blood of Sparda in his veins. This makes him incredibly powerful, and due to how he has fully awakened his powers, he was able to easily defeat Dante in their first confrontation in Devil May Cry 3. And what I love is that throughout that game, the first fight, Vergil kicks your ass. Second fight, it's a stalemate. Third fight, you beat Vergil. It's great.
And I presume it's the second one, where I can't remember which fight it is, but just that incredible visual of them clashing and, like, the water around them, just like the dome.
No, that's the first fight. The second fight is where they
first?
fight and Arkham comes in, because they're both weak. And then the third one is like the very final mission in Hell, where, like, you know, by that point in the game you've got your full arsenal and you mastered your Dante. And you're just getting, like, you know, absolutely, you're just getting, like, endless, flawless, like, royal guards on him, and he can't do anything about it.
Ching, 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 ching.
And it says that Vergil was ultimately defeated by his brother in their final altercation. After his restoration in Devil May Cry 5, it was shown that his demon half, Urizen, was far more powerful thanks to the Kleipov fruit, but was still unable to beat Dante. However, he was able to fight on even terms, suggesting that they are of roughly equal skill and power. And that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Like, one's going to be stronger in one regard, the other in another, but ultimately they have basically the same power set.
They're at the same power level, yeah, but, like, obviously different power sets, because you've got that all the, like, you know, teleports and slashes everywhere with Vergil, and Dante is just like the arcade machine.
Now, never forget he's just got dimensional slashes, so superhuman strength. Due to his demonic heritage, Vergil has inhuman amounts of physical strength. So much so that he incorporates strikes with the Yamato sheath in combat and can throw it with enough force to pierce through an enemy. So he can just throw the sheath of his sword, powerful enough to kill people. He's strong enough to palm strike rebellion through Arkham, powered by the sword of Sparda, can effortlessly overpower demons much larger than himself. Indeed, he's able to overpower Dante in a sword lock when Dante was not in his fully awakened state. So, you know, pretty strong. He's also able to rip off Nero's Devilbringer with relative ease. And keep in mind how strong the Devilbringer is. And I think about how strong, like, Nero is, like, casually, like, stopping, like, attacks from Burial and stuff.
I'm sad that the Devilbringer, like, went away.
You get it back, though.
Yes, yeah. It's just that first playthrough, though, when I'm like, okay, these mechanical arms are cool, but, like, the Devilbringer in 4 was so much cooler.
The Devilbringer is so good because it's just, I'm just going to powerbomb everything. There's something. So let's just talk about the Devilbringer. People don't know the Devilbringer is a mechanic in Devil May Cry 4 to separate Nero from Dante. And the lore explanation is that because Nero's only a quarter demon, he doesn't know what Devil Trigger is, like, assuming his devil form. And that at one point he tried, and then he just got permanently stuck, but only his arm.
Oh.
And what it is basically he's able to use this one part of his body that is demonic to infuse his blows with more power. You know, like his daddy. And he could just grab every enemy with it. And the final fight is against the fucking Pope. And one of the things you can do to the Pope is fucking powerbomb him. You can powerbomb the Pope with a devil arm. It's so good.
Not interested in your bullshit.
Does Nero does unlock some kind of Devil Trigger, though, right? It's like the kind of, it's almost like
the ghost,
image of a Devil Trigger form instead of an actual, like, transformation.
Yeah, which is from the sword, which belonged to Vergil. That's Vergil's Devil Trigger form. And that's always, like, just so fucking, because that's the doppelganger that Vergil gets. And in Devil May Cry 5, it's the one where you can make it dance. And it's like, yeah! And then, like, my personal headcanon is that how he attracted the women in Fortuna City. They just saw him pulling those dance moves on the floor. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's my Vergil. And then let's just go through, like, you know, like, so his powers, like, then it's just like, you know, prodigious, like, hand-to-hand combatant, swordsman. He doesn't really use many weapons, but he doesn't need them because his sword can cut through anything. He has the ability to slice through dimensions with his sword slicers, allow him to, like, you know, cut thousands, if not millions of times in, like, you know, the space of a second. Like, he's unstoppable. But then, you know, he has his multiple appearances, which include Beautiful Joe, where he appears as a costume for stylish Alastair in the Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble. He's in SNK Card Fighters for the DS. He's in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where he's fucking unstoppable. He's in Project X Zone 2, Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition. Cody Travers, who's one of the most powerful characters in that series, has a costume that references him.
Oh, okay.
He's so good. And then we have just some trivia here. We'd like to hear some trivia about Monsieur Vergil.
Hell yeah.
Although Corrupt Vergil appears as a DLC costume in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for Vergil, his Nello Angelo Devil Trigger was excluded due to technical limitations. Because when he has that costume, he turns into Nello Angelo, which is just way worse because he can't use any of his attacks.
Oh, really?
Yep. Because he just uses like the basic moveset he has in Devil May Cry 1 as Nello Angelo, which sucks ass.
Oh, yeah.
And it says that, ooh, this is quite interesting. So, in Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition, while using his Nello Angelo Devil Trigger, seen with his corrupt Vergil costume, he is able to verbalize words while taunting, e.g., come on, despite the fact that Nello Angelo was incapable of speech in the original Devil May Cry, showing that he's like, potentially obtained more control over the form. In the Japanese versions of Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 4, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, as a further contrast from Dante, far more Eastern Asian touches to his fighting style. Nearly all of Vergil's techniques are all written completely differently from their English names, further emphasizing, like, you know, his like Ayado fighting style, which is like, you know, has roots in like Bushido and all that bollocks.
The weeb, the true weeb is in.
Yeah, like the true weeb, he has to give all his attacks Japanese-sounding names. His intro title in Devil May Cry 5 is the Alpha and the Omega, a reference to the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet, and is a phrase used in the Book of Revelations to denote God being the beginning and the end, signifying how Vergil is fucking sick.
I mean, yeah, like, you can't deny calling yourself, like, the Alpha and the Omega. Again, it's edgy, but, like, Vergil does make it cool.
So that Vergil is traditionally only playable in upgraded versions of an already existing game, in which he is nearly always the most powerful character in there. And in Devil May Cry 5, it's like, that is the ultimate extension of just, no, he's like, there's that running gag in games where, okay, you beat the boss joins your party, and they suck ass now. Like, you know, when Sephiroth joins your party for that little bit, it's like, why has he got 4,000 HP and can cast 3 spells?
Yeah, why can't he just cut the world in half?
Yeah. Like, when you get control of Vergil in Devil May Cry 5, like, he can just wipe bosses in, like, 2 seconds. Like,
Right.
he has, like, 5 different ultimate attacks, which you can use one after the other.
Go to hell. That's done. Life.
And just end every single boss. You can just do, like, Judgment Cut End into, like, World of V, into Judgment Cut End again for absolutely no reason. He's so powerful.
As he should be.
Yeah, that's what as he should. But the thing is, Dante and Nero are equally as bullshit once you learn how to master them.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, that's the thing is, it requires a different skill set with Dante, but Dante can still become this just godly being of destruction.
Like this absolute style god beast. Where it's Royal Guard. Like, Royal Guard is the thing that makes Dante so scary, because it can just block everything. But I remember I sent you that video, didn't I? Of like, the shit. Like, so people don't know, in the Devil May Cry community, there's a meme of, do not approach Dante in Royal Guard. Because it will always end poorly, because Royal Guard stops all damage as long as you've got good enough timing. Which means that if you play Devil May Cry a lot, you cannot be hurt. Also, shout out to that commentator who was giving me shit in the playthrough that's currently going up now, like the video score. It's really easy to get a triple S if you just Royal Guard everything. So it's really easy to get triple S if you do this very difficult thing with perfect timing over and over again.
if you perfect parry everything in the game, it's really easy, Karl.
Yeah, you take no damage. No Vergil. And there's a video that goes around every now and again of, like, here's how you avoid Royal Guard Dante, and it's just Vergil running away. But the detail is that Dante is very slowly catching up, and he's only doing a light jog. It's like Vergil is in full sprint, but Dante's just doing a light jog, and he's catching up.
And it's just that thing in gaming of, like, if you give somebody the ability to, like, you know, parry or whatever with or block without taking any
the most broken
damage, someone's gonna get good enough to, like, it's the Iceman tech, isn't it, in Marvel too, of just like no chip damage.
Yeah, so he's unstoppable.
What do you do?
Yeah. So like Vergil is like next to unstoppable, but a good Dante, and there are mods that people have done out there of like, okay, let's put Dante into the game, for example, or like, you know, 2-player, and like they try and fight, and it's like they look ridiculous. Like I'll try and put some of the clips in, like, you know, the pro-ass Devil May Cry players who've modded, like, you know, the Vergil fight to give him his full moveset. Or like, you know, modding Dante as a boss fight and giving him Royal Guard. And it's like, what the fuck do you do? And it just all you see is just like the fight starts, the entire arena goes blue, and the style rank goes like quadruple S, and then just everything dies. It's so dumb. Well, yeah, that's Vergil. Like, you know, what a great character. And what I'm going to hope to do as well is I'm going to hope to slip in some of my own gameplay.
Slay all.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to see if I can, like, you know, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to try and, like, look for the Vergil fight, for example. I'm going to try and slip in some examples of my own gameplay. So if anyone out there wants to see me, like, you know, style in a different game, but hopefully in just as cool a way, I do play the game Metal Gear Rising Revengeance every Friday on Twitch. So links to that can be found below, and links to your Twitch, presumably, Lucas, as well, yes?
Yeah, the links are always in the description, yeah.
But you're, like, playing a variety of games. Like, most recently, you're playing through Mass Effect 1, right?
Yeah, where the chat is controlling whether we go Paragon or Renegade.
Exactly, yes, and I'll be joining you for that, and that's every Monday. So every Monday is Mass Effect Mondays is Lucas. You play Tuesday, Thursdays as well, right? So Tunic Tuesdays and Thursdays is Pokemon.
Yeah, Thunder Badge Thursdays.
Thunder Badge Thursdays, and then Fridays for me is Metal Gear Rising Fridays, where I have a couple of beers and go beat up a Republican senator, as it should be. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, let us know your favourite Vergil quote below, or maybe your favourite overpowered boss character. And see you all next time. But yeah, so that was 20 hours.